Just to take 34D and 34B. And what we want to do, guys, is put these into each other basically like that. But here, as you can see, you've got a little hole there, and that has got to go over that pin. And we want to get the disc. And what you want to do is, if you look at it this way, guys, that has got to be pointing outwards, and you want that on the inside. So you get that is properly. So first of all, we're going to align the bottom arm. Now what you want to do, it tells you in the instructions, which you can't see, I know, you want to have that part facing outwards to your model. And again, the same with this side, the other arm on the opposite side, you want those pointing outwards. So when you put them on the model, they should be looking like that. That's simple as that. That's not too hard at all. And then when you've got it like that, all you've got to do is use pliers. Hey all, welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. More DB5 today, guys, from Agora Models, and we're at issue 34. Here's the parts. You regulars know there's no mag to this, guys. It's all internet based, so I'm not going to be looking for any mag. We're just going to get straight in to this week's build. And today we're putting the other side of the brake disc. Like this side we did on the last issue, now we're doing the left brake disc, and would have thought putting all this suspension, shock absorbers, etc. on it. But we'll see what we're doing in a minute. I would have thought it's exactly the same as the right side we did in the last issue. Now, if you're not already, guys, if you could do and you're not already, subscribe, like, also comment and share. Press that bell notification. You'll always be notified every time I put the DB5 up or anything else on the channel. But without further ado, guys, let's crack on with the DB5 from Agora Models. Okay then, guys, so here we go again. Bear with my voice, my croaky voice. I don't know what's going on this week. Whether it's the change in the weather in the UK, I don't know. Very croaky, keep coughing, so fingers crossed we'll get through this build without keep pausing the video. We're at issue 34. There's no instructions in a magazine with this build, guys. It's all internet based. So we're going to get straight into it. And this is what we're working with today. We're doing the left brake disc. So if you look here, this was the last video. That was the right brake disc. So we're going to be doing the same on the left of the rear brake disc. So we're going to be fitting the brake disc. So what we'll do is we'll undo this pack and see exactly what parts we've got. So just get these open. Yeah, you know when you've got that sort of feeling that you're about to cough. I'm trying not to do it, guys, because then I'm going to have to keep stopping the video. I don't want to do that. Right, so there's all our parts. So let's turn the camera around and see what we've got. So let's take a quick look at the parts we've got. We've got 34A, which I'll just point to it, guys, with my finger. That's the rear axle inside plate L. And then we've got 34B, which is the brake disc inner. And we've got 34C, which is the brake disc outer. And then we've got 34D, which is the rear hub. And all these are the left side, obviously, is what we're doing today, as the last video was the right. And then just here, this row here, we've got 34E, which is the caliper, the rear caliper. And then here, we've got 34F, which is the arm holder. And then here, we've got some pins, 34G. There's 4 pins in there. They're very fiddly, guys. You want to watch, you don't flick them across your room. Then we've got 34H, which is the rear axle shock absorber. And then here we've got 34I and J, and those are the rear axle bottom arm and the rear axle top arm. So yeah, and then screws, guys, we've got a selection of screws. We've got PS11 screws, which is 2 of those, PS14, PS21 and PS34. There is 3 PS14 screws, 3 PS21 screws and 5 PS34 screws. So there's the selection of screws. So without further ado, guys, sit back, relax, get your favourite beverage, snack, and let's crack on with this week's build. Okay, for instruction 1 then and 2, it's telling us to take 34D and 34B. And what we want to do, guys, is put these into each other basically like that. But here, as you can see, you've got a little hole there, and that has got to go over that pin. So if you just line those up and make sure it's lined up first, guys, because you don't want to push on that and then the pin's not lined up with the hole because you'll break the pin. So that should be looking like that after instruction 1 and 2. You can see L there because we're working on the left brake disc, but that is how that part should be looking at the end of the first 2 instructions. We've now fitted the hub into the brake disc using that pin for guidance. So let's get cracking to instruction 3. Now, for instruction 3, guys, and 4 basically is telling you the results. So 3 and 4 this is, we want to take 34C and 34A to these 2 pieces here, and this is as simply as pushing that over, fit over the plate, fit the disc over the plate. That's all we've done, and that is the end of instruction 3 and 4. That's how that's looking. Pretty cool and simple. So yeah, let's keep on moving, guys, and go to instruction 5. Now, guys, for instruction 5 and 6, you can see I've got PS34 screws here. 1, 2, 3, so there's 5 in case I lose one. Now what I'm going to do is align the screw holes, easy for me to say, screw holes and the inner and outer brake disc. So what I'm going to do is basically sandwich these together, guys, like this. That's how that should look then. That's what you want to be seeing. That's how that side is. And then just twist it round and just tilt it towards you a minute, guys, because what we're going to do is line just like that the holes up with the 2 pieces, and then when you're happy and you've got those holes lined up, take your screws and get them screwed together. So again, just make sure the holes are lined up, and then get your PS34 screws and screw them together. Again, just do one at a time, guys, just do it lightly, and then once you've got them all lined up, get them tightened up. Now, I have trimmed my beard, but I've got a bad feeling it's brushing against this mic, so I'm keeping an eye on that and learn by my mistakes, I think. Just bear with, guys, I'm going to hold that like that to get a good bit of a bite on these screws, and then I'll show you what I've done. There we go. There we go, that's how that's looking so far. 3 screws in. I've got to get out of a pill box as well for these screws, because there is that many screws being spares for the minute and I'm losing them everywhere. They're in the drawer to the right of me. But let's put it this way, I forgot what each one are called. There's that many screws what I just spare, guys. I've got to get somewhere to store them. Little pill box is the best, like the Millennium Falcon. Right, so I'm just making sure these are all tight, but do be careful. Just do it until you feel the resist, because if you do them too tight, it could go through the brake disc outside, or even worse, break the cracking in the plastic, and then you're not going to be able to tighten them up. But that is the result so far for instructions 5 and 6. So they're hanging about, guys. Let's crack on. Okay, so now for instructions 7 and 8, we want to align the right caliper 34E with the 2 screw holes on the side of the plate. So if you can just see there, you've got 2 screw holes. Get your caliper, line the holes up like that, and then connect them both together with 2 PS21 screws. So just line that up there like that. That's that one in. Pretty loose that is at the minute. I'll tighten it up in a minute. There's always one. There we go. So if I put that there just so you can see what I'm doing, guys, and then I'll screw those in. Again, just screw them till you feel the resistance, and then I'll stop, because you're only screwing into thin plastic, and if you do them too tight, you could break your caliper or crack it. So yeah, that's going to be plenty tight enough, because as you can see, that's not going anywhere. And that's how it's looking so far at the end of instruction 7 and 8. Let's move on to the next instruction. So we're going all the way from instruction 9 up to instruction 11 now. So we want to take the axle, which we've got here, and we want to get the disc. And what you want to do is, if you look at it this way, guys, that has got to be pointing outwards, and you want that on the inside. So you get that like so, and it will only go on one way. If you just, yeah, if you look at that bit there, there's a pin, and that pin has to go in to that round in that hole. Let me show you, like that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So you got 2 pins which are going into the axle, so that's not moving anywhere apart from the brake disc, obviously. And then what you want to do is get 2 PS 14 screws and attach them together to the rear axle. And this can be a bit caggy-handed, guys, so bear with you if you're not seeing it all on the video at the minute. I will show you the result in a sec. One in. You guys ain't got to worry about this if you're doing this build. It's just I'm trying to be mindful of showing you on the camera as well. Yeah, just go to your field resistance of the screw, guys, and then that should be enough. It's good enough for me. Let's do this one again. Could do a bit tighter. Just be careful not to round your screws as you tighten them up, guys. As you can see, that's lovely and tight now. Do that one, it should be okay. Yeah, and that takes us all the way up to instruction 11, guys. And look at that. We now have 2 brake discs, left and right, on the rear axle. So let's keep on moving, guys. Move on to instruction 12. I'm now 12 to 14, guys. Instructions 12 to 14. I'm going to take this piece here, which is the arm holder 34F, and we're going to be putting that on these 2 tabs shown here. So what we're going to do is carefully push that over like that, and make sure you've got the holes lined up. And then we want to take one of these pins, as you can see here, and if you look, guys, there is a rough area, a rough edge on that side of the pin. Now what it's telling us to do is, if you put your piece, your model piece like that, it wants us to put the smooth end in first. So you might want to use tweezers for this. I'm going to be trying not to. We'll see where I'll go in a minute. So I'm just reaching over for my pliers. And then what you're going to do is just tweezer it in. Just carefully. Once it starts going in, you shouldn't have a problem. It's just getting that first bit in. So just make sure you've got your holes lined up, and you should be okay. As I throw my pliers, all right. There we go. like going through butter. Shame I scratched it there, but it's okay, it's all good. Yeah, you do scratch it, but I could always touch that up if I really want to, guys, but you're not going to see that. That's not the point, I know, but you've seen me do it now, so do be careful when you're using your pliers to put the pins through, because if you slip, it will scratch. That's how that's looking, like that. Let's move on to instruction 15. Instructions 15 to 18, I know that's a long way, guys, but I might as well tell you now, it's about fitting these two arms, and we've got to do these properly. So first of all, we're going to align the bottom arm. Now what you want to do, it tells you in the instructions, which you can't see, I know, you want to have that part facing outwards to your model, and again, the same with this side, the other arm on the opposite side, you want those pointing outwards. So when you put them on the model, they should be looking like that. So if I show you from the last issue, the last video, that's how they look, like that, guys. These bits here and here, just make sure they look like that and they're pointing outwards, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is just place that in there. If you can see that, we've got to now put one of those pins to connect that to the axle. Now this can be very fiddly, guys, very fiddly. So I might get my tweezers wherever I've put them. Guys, I've got tools everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So you just be careful when you're doing this bit, because these can ping off and then you're going to lose them. What you want to do is, again, put the smooth side in first. So you want it like that. I'm going to turn this around just so I can get that easier. Here we go. I mean, once you've lined the holes up, you should be okay. It's just getting it started off. And they should slip through easy. Just keep wiggling it about a bit till, there you go. That's simple as that. That's not too hard at all. And then when you've got it like that, all you've got to do is use your pliers. Just be careful here, guys, because I said this last time. For example, if you've not got that lined up the other side and you plier on, you're going to snap that bracket, and that is not what you want to do. So just make sure you've got that lined up before pushing on through. I'm double checking that because I do not want to do that. Yeah, it's good enough for me. That's how that looks. But you can see how that's slightly bent in, look. Do be careful, guys, because they will snap. That's fine. So just do little bits at a time, squeezing them through, because if you do that too much, you're going to snap your bracket and then you're going to have a whole lot of problems. So as I scroll down the instructions now, we are now doing the other arm. So that's got to be like that. And again, you want that pointing that way out. We've got to get one of these little pins, make sure the rough ends going in last. Just guide that through. And then when you're happy, use your pliers again to squeeze it through. Again, just do a little bit at a time, guys, don't rush. As you can see, it does go through. But just do very little bit at a time, because you do not want to damage your model. Just make sure you've got it lined up, because if that pin isn't lined up with that hole, that's how you're going to damage it. So if I just twist that round. There you go. And that takes us all the way up to instruction 18. Okay, so instruction 19 is just basically saying that's how your assembly should look so far, guys. If I just tilt that this way around, that's how you should be looking with your two arms. And what we're going to be doing now for instruction 20 and 21 is now fitting the axle shock absorber, which you can see there. And I'm just thinking if that needs tightening up from last week or last video I did. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's nice and tight now, as tight as it's going to be. So what we have to do is, if you look just under here, you can see there's two little lips there. Now, if you look at the axle, get the screwdriver to show you, you've got two little recesses there. That's where those are going to fit in. So you just carefully put them in like that, and that's how it'll be looking. And all you've got to do is attach that with a PS11 screw. Right, so just get yourself in a good position here, guys. Just be careful not to break anything as you're screwing it together. Any of the pieces you've done. Just get that on the screwdriver. Yeah, I've got a busy weekend this week, guys. If you watch the intros and the outros to the video, you know I've got shelving up. I did that a few months ago. But now tomorrow, hopefully there's some in stock. I've got to go down to my local B&Q store and get some more shelving to do the other wall, and then put some more of my models up, and maybe I might have to move the Titanic to the other shelf, because basically with the bracket, the stand, I think it's going to be a bit higher than I thought, so I might have to adjust the shelving when I put on the other wall just for the Titanic, because the chimneys are going to hit else, but we'll see. I'll sort that out. But yeah, very, very busy, guys, very busy. But yeah, that is it, guys. There's the PS11 screws, what I've attached those shock absorbers onto the rear axle. And that is it for this week, guys. Do hope you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe for more, guys. Give us a big like if you haven't already done so. I'm just playing about them. Are going to be the spikes what come out the wheels. Can't wait for that. Stay tuned to the end. I'll give you a nice glory shot of this week's model build so far, and how we're looking with this rear axle with the two discs. Take care. And that is it for this week, guys, for the db5 from Agora Models. You might notice I'm moving my mic a bit. I keep changing it every video just to see if I've got better sound or worse sound. I mean, last week, I don't know if you've seen it, there was like a boom noise, and I think it's knocking on my shirt or on my top. So here would be the ideal place. I usually have it here, but I'm going to try it there for this video. It was different at the beginning of the video, as you've seen it was there. So I'm going to see what the quality is, the difference where I put it, guys. It might be too loud here, it might not be, it might be knocking, it might make buzzing noises. But bear with, guys, I'm trying to get the best sound quality for you guys to listen to whilst doing these videos. Today, guys, we've done the left brake discs, and now both rear right and left discs are done. So that's all cool. I think on the horizon, we've got more wheels, guys, and I've just had pack 6 come of the db5, and there's more wheels in that. So we've got a marathon of wheels coming, guys, which I'm not too chuffed about, but the last one I did, I was getting to terms, the gist of it. So fingers crossed, we'll blitz through these wheels and get the wheels out of the way. But in this pack 6, I've had a look at it. There's a lot of interesting stuff coming. I'll just give you a little teaser. I think there's something to do with the seating. We've got more like parts what are going on the chassis. I think it might be where the seats are going to go, basically. So you've got the flooring, basically where the seats are going to go. So a lot to come in the next coming weeks. I'm trying to post regularly, guys, but I'm just a bit busy with work commits. But I don't want to keep going on about that, but I'm not going to say too much. But in the near future, I can put it, I'm going to try and change things. I'll keep you posted on that. If it comes to light and it happens, you will know first, and I'll tell you. I'm going to just try something different in my life, should I say, and we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to gabble, I'm not going to say anymore. That's just a little teaser if you're watching this video. I'm not going to say it in another video. It's just here in this little part of my world with the db5. So if you've watched that, I know you guys now. Right, so I hope you enjoyed today's video, the db5 from Agora Models. I'll put a link in the description down below and you can try and get this for yourself. There's the Goldfinger issue. It's a db5, but it's from the Goldfinger era, from the Goldfinger movie. And then you've got my model I'm doing, which is from the No Time to Die franchise, which is one of the recentest movies, obviously, where you've got Daniel Craig and there's gunshots going to be on the side of this if you want to put those on. So yeah, just take a look at Agora models, guys, and you'll see for yourself, and go and get this for yourself. And if you do decide to get it, come along with me and build it. But I'll give you some advice. If you can do it and you can afford it, try and get the 12-month subscription. I'm on a 2-month subscription. The only thing is with that, they take payment every month, but you only get a pack every 2 months, which is hence why I'm a bit behind from other builders on the YouTube world. I'm getting them every 2 months, whereas if you have a 12-month subscription, you get them every month. It's just a bit more money, so just bear that in mind, guys. I just thought I'd let you know. But that is it for today, guys. Coming up tomorrow, Fast and Furious. Well, the next video anyway, hopefully it'll be tomorrow. Just depends if we can get it edited and filmed. But the next video coming up is the Fast and Furious Dom's Charger. I love that build. That's getting interesting. Also, if I showed you all the boxes packed with any, guys, I've got so much to post up. It's just getting the time to do it. But as I said a couple of minutes ago, keep your eyes peeled, guys. Hopefully something different's coming in the next coming weeks or months. Fingers crossed. Just the way I'm working around things, that's all. I'm not saying any more now, that's it. Right, so if you've not already, remember to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. Press that bell notification. You'll always be notified every time I put the db5 or put anything else on the channel. Love you guys. Thanks for your support. Take care. I'll see you soon. Peace.